Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Allrj here, and I just got back from picking up some goodies from Lowe's. I'm going to be splitting this into a multi-part series of different do-it-yourself hand spinners you can make. So, for this episode, this is the beginning of a failed attempt at it, sort of. So, what I did was I super glued two washers onto this bearing, and I put this bolt right here in the center. And it worked, and it was awesome actually, because it had so much weight that it really fought you when you tried to turn. But the super glue, Landon, you guys have probably met him in one of my videos, he's doing this, right? Boom, slams it into the concrete, and it just shatters into a million pieces basically, and goes everywhere, and we lost one of these. So I picked up some more right here. These are conduit locknuts. These are steel, they're 1 1/4 inches. So the reason for me getting this is because when you super glue two washers onto this, it's cool and it works, right? It still spins and everything, but you don't really have anything to grab onto. It's just kind of like it's a smooth surface. And so when you super glue a steel conduit whatever on here, it adds something that you can just grip onto, so it'll spin better, and you get more hold on it. And what I'm going to be using today, super glue. This helps the super glue dry faster. Just be careful not to drop these. Basically, anything that I make that uses super glue, you just want to be very cautious as to not drop them, because that can always just end in failure. Alright, so I grabbed a piece of homework, just so I can not get super glue on my desk. I'm an awesome student. I already finished this project. I'm taking the history of rock and roll. It's kind of cool. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to put super glue around this ring right here, and we're just going to put it down on the bearing like so. And so that'll glue it to the bearing, and then it should be pretty solid. Something to note, mine is going to be off balance because I have leftover glue residue here. Come on, there it is. I have leftover glue residue on here, and that's going to add just a slight lip onto this, and so it's not going to be perfectly straight, which means it will wobble for me, but that's just because I've messed up at this before. When you do it the first time, as long as you don't, mess up, it should be totally straight and fine for you. And then this bolt is the same as the bolts I had previously. I didn't have the dimensions before. They're grade A 5/16, 18 by 1/2 bolt, hexagonal bolts, and then the lug nuts are just, or the nuts are just what matches. And I mentioned this in the previous video. Pack of 3, pack of 4. And Lowe's is on something. So let's go ahead and drop everything. And while we're doing that, we are going to super glue around this ring right here. So now you've got super glue around there, just want to lay it on top of here. And of course I'm failing miserably. What is new, right? This stuff isn't necessary, it helps stuff set faster, super glue. So now this seems to be set, and like I said, mine's going to be a little wobbly. Yours hopefully won't be. Yeah, you can see right there where I done goofed. Alright, you can see where it's like, yeah, flat, 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 and then there's just a bunch of extra super glue, which causes a slight wobble. I'm not too worried about it, honestly. It could be worse. But just something to note, be careful about that. This is okay, and this is what it looks like when you just don't have any rings on it. It's still totally usable. These washers are like 30 cents a piece, and so this is actually a super cheap one to make. So if you did want to just do this, totally doable, and it works fine. It's just I prefer to have a little bit more grip, and it adds weight onto the edges, so there's more weight out wide versus just on the inside, which can also help with the gyroscopic feeling, I guess, that you get from using these. It's still there. It's just not as prevalent as it can be. So we're going to grab this guy, and we're just going to do the same thing. Just get it all around the edge here. Bada bing, bada boom. Grab this guy, and just lay it on. And poof. Oh, and it looks like I'm out of this stuff. Nope, not quite. There we go for that side. And look, you can see I've messed up a few times on this, and so you can see there's even just a whole gap there. Like I said, totally preferable that you don't mess up as many times as I have. And if you have, spend more time cleaning off the super glue. It is doable. It's just I don't care enough about this one. I'm just showing you guys. This is probably the cheapest one you can make when you're buying parts. I'm going to be making videos on ones where you don't buy parts. So, do this. And then you want to line up the gears with the one on the other side. Initially, I staggered the gears. So, it was... I am so dumb. I thought it would be cured already. There we go. Alright, so initially I actually staggered these gears. So it was like a tooth right here, and then a tooth right here. Oh, sorry, I sneezed. A tooth right here, and then a tooth right here, and then like that. But I've actually found that when you do that, it actually makes it just more of a smooth surface, and you don't get as prominent teeth. So now this is done. Mine's super wobbly and gross. I would suggest not messing up as many times as I have, as I've said previously. But this is probably the cheapest one you can make, and it's a lot of fun. You can like roll it on your chest, and then this one really pulls. If you've ever played with one of these, you know they pull some. This one, like, it yanks your hand when you try and move it. So it's a really cool sensation. Anyway, that's all for today's episode of, I guess, do-it-yourself fidget toys. So to add to our lineup, I might be actually uploading more than one episode a day. We now have this guy and this guy, which doesn't spin on the table. But, yep, that is now our current lineup of fidget toys. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please do leave a like and comment down below if you have any questions or concerns about what I'm doing, if you have any suggestions on what I can do better. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out.